Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, Professor. Good afternoon.
Good to see you, all of you. Can you please turn on your camera if you can? I hope that you are not too wet during this raining season. And then now we have a lot of floodings. So hopefully you are safe. So can you please turn on your camera? Okay, so everybody's safe. So do you have any impact from this flooding, heavy raining? Yeah, hopefully everybody is very safe. So welcome to 42991, Advanced Water and Wastewater Treatment. So this is my pleasure to see all of you. My name is Ho Kyung Sean. I am a subject coordinator for this subject. So we will try to learn how to design water treatment process, wastewater treatment process, as well as desalination treatment process. Also, we can talk about some of the socio-technical aspects. So that's what we are planning to from this advanced water and wastewater treatment subject. We have two more lecturers. Dr. Leonard teaching, so he will take care of module 1, which is socio-technical community engagement, and he will give you a lecture tomorrow. So today we have lecture 2 to 5, and then tomorrow we have lecture for block 1, community engagement, 9 to 12. So I'm sure that you have 2 different Zoom links. So this is for today, and then tomorrow you have different Zoom links. So make sure that you are correct Zoom link. And then we have also block 2. Dr. Sharopuncho will talk about wastewater treatment process design. And then last one, the block 3, I will discuss about what's the design of seawater desalination plant. So that's all about this subject. So after this subject, hopefully you can confidently design water, wastewater, seawater plant, and then you better understand how we can make more robust and effective water treatment processes. That's all about our subject. So before we start, just briefly, if you can introduce, it doesn't have to be very long, your name and just to brief your background, and then we can go for one by one. So Amit, can you start? Yeah, your little bit of introduction.
Yeah, my name is Amit Hassan Shishir. Everyone calls me Shishir in my nickname. I'm from Bangladesh. I am currently enrolled for MEM, Engineering Management and Environmental Engineering as major. I have 4 years experience in wastewater treatment plant project. So basically, that's my job experience, and really looking forward to get some experience from you, Professor.
Welcome, Amit. Are you in Bangladesh or are you in Sydney?
No, currently I'm in Sydney. Last month I came back for 1 year. I was stuck in my country, couldn't come due to the border lockdown. So now I'm here, but facing some tremendous weathers right now.
All right. Okay, welcome. It's Gabriella.
Hi, I'm Gabby and I study civil and environmental engineering, and I'm in my 4th year now. And I've never really had experience in the environmental side of it, so I'd like to further my education on that and see if it's something I'd be interested in working in the future.
Welcome.
Thanks.
And Sagar,
Well, I am Sagar Bakunse. I am from Nepal. Currently I live here in Australia, Auburn, and my major subject is master in structure extension. I have 4 years of experience in civil engineering, building construction. Thank you.
thank you. Anwar Shotar,
Hello, my name is Anwar. I'm from Jordan, and I'm currently studying Masters of Environmental Engineering. And I graduated back from my home country in civil engineering.
welcome.
Thank you.
Ella Huyn,
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm currently doing civil engineering, and I'm also working this semester at Sydney Speedway at Eastern Creek.
Henry Fuller,
Hey, I'm Henry. I'm in my 4th year studying civil and environmental engineering. I'm working part-time with Ford Civil, doing a few jobs around Sydney Airport. Cheers.
welcome. Jiaming Tang,
Yeah, my name is Jimmy. I come from China, and my major is civil engineering. And last season I have studied subject about the water recycle. So I'm very interested in this subject. So that's it.
welcome. Joseph,
Hi, I'm Joey. I'm currently studying civil environmental engineering. I'm in the 4th year and I'm excited by the opportunity to learn more about water treatment.
welcome. Jonathan,
Hi, I'm Jono. I'm also in my 4th year of civil and environmental. I have a bit of experience in the surface water industry, and I'm looking forward to experiencing a bit more with water treatment. Thank you.
thanks. Leighton Crawford, Leighton. Okay, Mitch,
Yeah, hi, I'm Mitch. I'm also doing civil and environmental in 4th year, and I'm currently working at TTW, which has started doing a lot more water quality. So I'm excited to do that.
welcome.
Thank you.
Mohammed,
Hello, my name is Mohammed. I'm in my final year doing civil and environmental engineering. I've done a bit of experience actually with you in my internship last year in circular economy and nutrient removal, and I'm excited to learn more about this subject.
good to see you again. Mohammed,
You too. Thank you.
Yu Yao,
Hello, my name is Wu Yao, and my major is Master of Environmental Engineering, and I come from China, but now I'm in Sydney.
okay. Pauline Chen,
Hi, my name is Pauline, and you can call me Will. And I'm doing environmental engineering, and it's my 1st semester in UTS. And yeah, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. Good to see all of you. Looks like very much different background. We have a lot of people from the 4th year of the civil and environmental engineering undergraduate course. Also, we have Master of Engineering and the Master of Management from different countries, Jordan, Bangladesh, Nepal. Also, some of them are already very much experienced. 4-year water and wastewater treatment process design. Some of them are just new, very new to learn about the water treatment process. Also, some of them just very much interest. Also, some of them have experienced for the internship. So it looks like very much different background. And then I hope that you can follow up from the your reading material, because you have a different level of the knowledge and skill. So it's very difficult to make sure that everybody understand the level of our design of the water treatment process. So we have provided a lot of material, which are very much fundamental and then application in the Canvas. So you can, before you join your class, you can read some of the reading materials and then slide. Also, we have some videos after this class, so we can share the video as well. So you can just look at the more detail for our lecture videos, lecture note, as well as the learning materials, so that you can catch up much better. And then after each block, 3 blocks we have, and then we will try to complete our assessment. So they are very much interconnected. And then if you understand better from our lectures and the videos and the reading material, I'm sure that you will have a very good assessment report for each blocks. So do you have any question before we start our class? Anybody?
No, Professor.
Okay, so if you don't have, can you see the slide?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yes.
That's great. So today, for next 2 hours, I will talk about the introduction of this subject and the assessment. Already we introduced, also we have 2 more lecturers. Also we have teaching assistants who can also help a little bit of assessment marking. And then we have 3 main block contents. So we just say block or module. So this is about how we can make a better design of the different scenario. So we have a scenario for this subject. So wastewater reuse.
You need to reassess the site and return. So Mitch, that's an action for you.
Hello.
Cool. Anything else on environment safety?
Hello. Hello. It's okay. Somebody, can you mute? Somebody didn't mute this one, right? So we have first module is the socio-technical aspect, and then second module is the advanced water and wastewater treatment processes. So what's the advanced and then conventional treatment process? We can discuss about how we can differentiate, and then what's the better way of this advanced wastewater treatment process design, comparing with the conventional wastewater treatment process. So second module will be how you can compare your conventional wastewater treatment process design and advanced wastewater treatment process design, which is the membrane bioreactor. So how much you can save the space, how much energy you need more to design this wastewater treatment plant. Also, we have last module, seawater desalination plant design. So this subject is about we can make very much energy intensive seawater desalination plant design from our seawater. So we have Tasman Sea near Sydney. Then we have a Sydney desalination plant, and how we can design seawater desalination plant. So they all relate to water and how we can secure this kind of water using this design of the different water treatment processes. So that's all about our subject. So block 1, introduction to subject, and then assessment, water plan, and then community engagement, introduction to water quality and resources. So we have block 2 more about the water and wastewater treatment technologies, conventional versus advanced, and we will mainly focus on how we can design membrane bioreactor. And last, we will design the reverse osmosis, and then we can utilize the WAVE software to better design and better understand of our seawater membrane module design. So this will give you better understanding of how you can make sure all the aspects of our seawater desalination. And this is teaching and learning strategy, pre-reading material. So you can see from the Canvas, also research report, and we have also lectures, leading material, and then we can also utilize the Canvas effectively. And we have also shared our assessment. So we can provide some of the example of our assessment so that you can utilize this assessment in a example of your assessment guideline. Okay, a second. I think I have some problem of this whole monitoring. Can you see? Slide?
Yes, we can see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. This is better. And how many people already look at the canvas of the 42991? So can you please show me raise your hands from the chat box? How many people already read this subject outline and canvas? So can you raise your hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 people. 6. So we have 5 people who already studied about this canvas and subject outline, 8 out of 18. So we will cover a little bit more detail because most of them have not studied this subject outline and canvas. So we can go a little bit more detail from this slide. So you can go to the canvas. Let me show that. So you can go to the module and 2022 42991, and you will see all the necessary information. So let me share my canvas. Can you see my canvas? Or still you're in this PowerPoint slide?
Still in the slide.
Slide, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let me share the screen. So can you see my canvas?
Yes.
So this is the 42991 and canvas, so you can see from the beginning what's the, yeah, this is very general information, and the subject outline. Everybody must read this one, subject outline. What's the your assessment, subject learning objectives, course intended learning outcomes, also contribution of the graduate attribute, and mostly block 1, what you will learn, all the detail. Block 2 and block 3, also assessment. So we have 3 assessment after each module. So the first one is the community engagement report, and second one is membrane bioreactor report, and number 3, module 3 is desalination plant report. So all the detail is here in this subject outline. So you can see necessary information from this one, also deadline. And you can go to the module. So we have 3 modules. The first one is the basic information you can see, which is our subject scenario, subject assessment detail, and then block 1. So tomorrow, Dr. Leonard teaching, he will talk about what's the stakeholder engagement and overview. So it's reading materials are available, so you can see before you join the class tomorrow from this material. Also, we have a block 2 and then block 3, so we can utilize this subject material. And if you see the welcome message, so you can read through what's our subject about, and who are the lecturers, so how you can make successful for this subject. So you can read through all the information, and we have 30% of the assessment 1, 2, 3. So before you start your assessment, we need to look at our basic information. So subject, resource, equipment. So what kind of you can refer to this reading material, and then what kind of a website. So when you have a block 3, and we have to install the computer-aided membrane design software tool. So Wave membrane design tool can be downloaded from this link. So you can install before you join the class at the block 3. And we have an Australian drinking water guideline. So you can also see we need to design our water treatment process based on this Australian drinking water guideline. So can you unmute, please? Somebody is not. Can you mute? And we have 2 important information here. Assessment task notes. So if you see assessment scenario, so this is the must leading your material to complete your assessment 1, 2, 3. They are all connected from this scenario. So if you see this one, Sydney Metropolitan Water Plant, desalination versus wastewater reuse. So your assessment 1 is the stakeholder engagement. So you need to engage your stakeholder, also community. Our question is about how you can make, excuse me, I think who has not mute in this Can you see anybody? Philip? Philip Gosis? Philip? Let me unmute.
Yeah.
Hello, Philip.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, can you mute, please? Thanks. So we have a scenario. So you first read carefully this scenario. If you don't understand this scenario, you will be very confused. Your assessment 1, 2, 3. All the assessment, they are correlated in this scenario. So we just make this hypothetical scenario will be used as a basis for, let me make it bigger. Can you read? So develop the professional skills and the technical knowledge by undertaking various civil and environmental related design activities as part of the advanced water and wastewater subject. So this scenario is based loosely on actual Sydney metropolitan water plan. So please be aware that the key information is different in this scenario from the actual site, and therefore additional data should not be drawn from that site and incorporate into this assessment. So we have two main agenda for desalination and wastewater reuse. So your first assessment is how to engage community to make potable drinking water from wastewater. So people don't like to drink the wastewater produced from the wastewater recycling plant. So that's your first assessment, how you can convince your community to engage to have potable drinking water from your recycling water. And then second, your assessment is wastewater recycling plant design. So you have conventional activated sludge wastewater treatment plant. And then we have advanced wastewater treatment plant, membrane bioreactor. So why we select advanced? Why not conventional? What's the pros and cons? So that's the second assessment. You have to design wastewater recycling plant. And then last, your assessment is about how to design a seawater desalination plant in Sydney. So they are all related in Sydney. So you are employed by Sydney Water, a civil and environmental engineering consultancy that specialize in strategic planning, design of water supply treatment infrastructure. So you have won the tender to undertake a desktop assessment and feasibility design for water supply and augmentation study at Sydney. The scope of the activity will involve the technical socio-economic evaluation of alternate water supply sources of any proposed water supply options and design of wastewater reuse and desalination plant. So your scope of the work requires you to produce 3 reports on your investigation. So your report is expected to be a professional standard, which would include a title page, authorship, table of content, page numbers, as well as having clarity and appropriate grammar and terminology. But the extent to which the report attain the standard, their technical quality will be reflected in the mark attained. So the distribution of marks within each section is indicated. Now please refer to assignment sheet for detail of each of the 3 reports. So you can see this scenario. This scenario covers what's the Sydney water plan report. And introduction metropolitan water plan proposal for a Sydney desalination plan, the Sydney water seawater desalination plan proposals, desalination planning study, the water reuse debate. The people like to have seawater desalination, and some other people like to have recycled water. Some people, they like more stormwater, rainwater. So there are different water sources and how we can make sure that the sustainable water resources. So that's the overall content we have. And document B covers wastewater treatment and seawater desalination plan. So we have provided a Malava domestic wastewater treatment plant and Cornell seawater desalination in Sydney, near Sydney Airport. And you can collect this information, will give you the water quality parameters. What's the wastewater quality? What's the seawater quality? What's the concentration of different design water indicator can be obtained from this document B. So when you design the CO2 desalination and the wastewater reuse, so you can collect your basic information to design your assessment B and second and third one from the document B. So you can go through the document A. What's the background of the Sydney water planning metropolitan? We have a problem of water because of the population growth, drought, climate change, and riverhead. So we need to have some planning to make sure that our sustainable water resources. So that's all about this scenario. So with this will give you why you are designing your Sydney desalination plan, why we need a wastewater recycling plan, how much we can cover for required your water quantity. So that's you can read carefully from this scenario, and you will have a very strong motivation why we need this one. And next step will be your assessment. You want to put your design of wastewater recycling plant in Malaga, also seawater desalination plant in Cornell, and then how you can design your treatment processes. So that's all about this scenario and water debate. So people don't want to drink the recycled water because of the public perception. Also, they are worried about some of the water quality issues, pathogens, viruses, or some of the heavy metals or micropollutant, pharmaceutical compounds. There are many harmful compounds, but yeah, if you can remove all of them, still people are reluctant to drink the recycled water because of psychological factors, which called the yoke factors. You need to consider carefully, and then how you can convince the people to drink the recycled water. So that's what we want to discuss about stakeholder community engagement with your assessment one. So tomorrow, Leonard, he will talk about how we can make sure the community engagement, how we can prepare document, how we can planning. So that's all about the debate of the recycling water. So you can read through this scenario, and then this document B covers your assessment block 2 and the assessment 3, basic information of your design parameters. So assessment Two, you need to design wastewater treatment and advanced and conventional treatment process design. So Malabar domestic wastewater, this is the typical biological wastewater treatment process. So you want to convert this conventional wastewater treatment process to advanced wastewater treatment process for your wastewater recycling. So you want to design this Malabar domestic wastewater for this biological treatment plant can be replaced with the advanced membrane bioreactor. So what's the design flow? What's the design operating condition? What's the current activated sludge production, aeration requirement? Also, you can refer to the some of the flow and design operating condition. So that's all you need to design your wastewater treatment plant with advanced wastewater recycling membrane bioreactor. So based on these parameters, you can think about assessment tool, how we can compare this conventional biological treatment process with advanced wastewater reuse plan. And then assessment 3, we need to design a seawater desalination plant located in Cornell. So what's the environmental assessment? What's the impact of seawater brine? And then what's the plant overall water quality? So we are planning to use the reverse osmosis membrane technology. And then how much you produced, 250 megaliter per day. And then what's the water quality in this area? So it's a given water quality data. So based on this water quality data, and then what's the capacity of your plant, and summary of the overall your plant design. So you can see what's the temperature, what's the salinity, what's the energy requirement, what's the water recovery. So based on all these water factors and then processes, so you can design your seawater desalination plant. So that's the assessment 3. So assessment 1, 2, 3, every guideline you can find from this scenario. So before you start your assessment, you have to read carefully all the scenario and then understand why you are doing this and what we want to from you in your assignment. So you will be make very clear. Also, you can contact me and then other lecturers based on your assessment 1, 2, 3. So happy to organize our individual meeting. Also, some of them, yeah, we can have some face-to-face meeting as well. So that anytime you can send the email to make a booking for your consultation timing. Also, we will organize our consultation Zoom meeting. So we have class, and after class, we will share our video. And then you can also watch if you missed any important information, or if you missed our lectures, you can come back to the video and then you can revisit. And after 2 weeks later, we will organize the consultation timing with altogether 1 or 2 hours. So you can ask a question about assessment 1, or you can ask the lectures content. Also, you can ask any your 42991 subject related to inquiries. So that's what we will keep engaging with you, so that if you have any question or any information, materials, just let us know. We will keep engaging together with you and then provide necessary documents for you. So that's scenario. So everybody is clear about this scenario? Anybody have a question? No question? Okay, so we can go to next document, assignment report format. Also, this is very important. So you can click the assignment report format. So you can also read what's this assignment. You can read through one by one. The students have to submit a total of 3 individual assignment reports, each report covering each block. And the due dates for the assessment are provided below, and the assessment must be submitted in Canvas Dropbox. So you are required to submit in the original MS Word file only, because Turnitin will check your similarity and give discussion based on each guide question provided below, to make sure you properly cite all your references using EndNote or other equivalent referencing software should be used for the report, including figures and tables. So make your report is professional looking. So this is the assessment one. I will cover a little bit detail later on. Assessment two, what's the question? You have to address all the necessary comments. And assessment three, 35%. And you can finalize the assessment report. Also, so this is the additional information where you get the reference. Also, this is Zoom meeting today and tomorrow. So you can click this Zoom meeting. So that's the about what we have in the Canvas for today. So if you have not read carefully for your subject outline, assessment report format, assessment scenario, so you have to go back to your Canvas and then read carefully and understand. If you have any question, anytime, you are very happy to ask a question to us or send the email. Also, when you finish your assessment 1, 2, 3, so you can submit your assessment. So already we open for assessment task 1. We have not yet released this one, 2 and 3. So if you see the assessment task 1, you will see very detailed. Also, we attach the assessment scenario and the assessment report again to make sure that you are not missing this important information. And due is 28 March, so end of this month. So you have plenty of time. So first assessment is relatively easy. And then this is the report format. So you need to write around 4,000 to 7,000, 10 to 15 pages, written report. So what's the requirement? And you need to also use a submission format. Your file name is surname, first name, 491 task 1 report. So we want to make sure that you have good feedback. So based on your report, we download and then we provide your report and the marking based on your assessment report. So we will share our comment on your report. So if you can make this title, that will be much easier for us to keep following up your report. And then report format, cover page, originality statement, title pages, table of contents. So what's the abstract? background. You need to mention about describe the water situation problem in Australia and metropolitan Sydney in particular. Discuss the key initiative, including role of the wastewater reuse to ensure water security in metropolitan Sydney. The dual literature review on the status of direct potable use. So far in Australia, nobody drink your water from direct potable use. But in Africa countries, some of countries, also US, some of the very severe drought area, like Texas or some of the California area, there are several cities, they have direct potable reuse planning, but not really active at this moment. In Africa, yes, they have been direct potable reuse for last almost more than 50 years in Zimbabwe. So you can see what's the current status of the direct potable use in the world, in US, Africa, and what they're behind to have this kind of direct potable use. And then around the world, including Sydney, making sure to identify which place are currently doing it, which are considering doing it, and then what the challenges they are facing, and describe the advanced treatment process and technology used. So Sydney, yeah, we have good wastewater reuse plan. Then mostly we recycle water for gardening or laundry machine or some kind of toilet flushing. That's the main recycle planning. But in the future, I'm sure that we have more population, also unpredicted climate change, weather condition, severe drought. So we don't know what's our water resource, and then the direct potable use could possibly implement in the future decades. So that's we believe, even though it's not yet implemented in our regime, but we believe that based on scenario for last 100 years, we most probably predict it could be possible to have direct potable use. So we can now think about what could be the previous history, what people are doing, and what could be our challenge to make this kind of implementation. So that will be your kind of good assessment, background literature. And while you are doing this one, you can think about situation analysis. So this concept will be studied in next Black One lectures tomorrow. So you will learn about this kind of approach, so how we can design your community engagement, how you can make different analysis tool, and how you can predict and interpret your consequences. Also discuss each point in analysis, including public perception. Also stakeholders. So for direct potable use project, identify targeted key stakeholders. So who would be the targeted stakeholder? It could be Sydney Water, could be City Council, could be water treatment companies, or water quality company, or some of the internet, the monitoring company. So they are all related to this kind of stakeholders and role, and how they will affect the project. Provide stakeholder matrix and rate their levels of interest and influence. Put numbered level and identify the most important stakeholders to the project, and then discuss their roles. And stakeholder engagement evaluation strategy to develop stakeholder engagement strategy for adoption of direct portable and describe the appropriate engagement activities. Describe your approaches to monitor and evaluate the effectiveness of your engagement strategy. Reflection and conclusion. Discuss what you have learned from your analysis and what are your conclusions. The references, you can have a minimum 15 references, making sure that reference sources are mainly from peer-reviewed journal articles, technical reports, books. The other assessment marks that provide overall report format, structure, sentence flow, clarity, English language, including grammar. So that's your block 1 assessment. And we have also your design of wastewater plan. But yeah, today I don't want to cover everything because now is you can focus on block 1. Block 2 can be done after your first assessment. But just briefly, yeah, mention about what's the design of advanced wastewater treatment process. So based on the scenario, so you can ask all the you can answer all the questions from this assessment report so that you will have a better understanding of how to design wastewater treatment plant with the conventional biological treatment process as well as the membrane bioreactor. So that's all about this second assessment. So we have last assessment, design of advanced seawater desalination plant. So this is the 30 May 2022. So you can answer all the questions, the abstract and the background. So why we need a desalination plant in Sydney, in Australia. And then how this will be happening to design different process, different computer aided software, how you can utilize the free software, also how you can handle the different concentration, also what's the environmental impact from brine disposal on cut fish. So you can also make some of the very brief literature review. And whenever you have heavy raining, so we don't need a desalination plant because desalination plant require very high energy for operation of your seawater desalination plant. So when you have enough water in your dam, so you don't have to operate the desalination plant. So we have a standard shutdown and restart plan of the desalination plant. So when you have a severe drought, we can restart your desalination plant. When you have heavy raining, so for example, today we have a lot of raining. So if you go to the Water New South Wales, so they always provide this information, dam and rainfall levels. So we have 11 dams. So Sydney, we are here. So we got most of water source from the Warragamba Dam near Blue Mountain, and then we just deliver the water to Prospect Dam, and then it's supplied to Sydney. So this is the way how we got the very good quality of fresh water from Warragamba Dam. You can see today 100% of dam level. And then you can see those different dams, 97% near Wollongong, 89%, also 100%. So they interact each other to deliver your water source. So that's based on your dam level. So you decide your shutdown and restart. So when you have more than 80% of the dam level of your Sydney area. We don't need the desalination plant under operation. But if you have less than 75% of your dam level, okay, we need to start operate the desalination plant around 50%. So if you have less than 50% of dam level from all the Sydney area, and you will start operate your desalination full capacity. So we have scenario depending on our dam level, how much we have dam, and then seawater desalination plant located here, and then they will operate desalination plant to supply our fresh water. So that's how it works, and then you have to understand shutdown and restart plan of Sydney desalination plant. So this is the 20 marks, and then you can also have a conclusion and recommendation, references, and assessment, which are very much similar to our old assessment. So that's you have to complete 3 assessments. These are all very challenging your design. Also, you need to think about your own way of the best design. So we will not have exactly one answer. There are many different way of your report format, your interpretation, your discussion, your figures, your drawing. So that will help you to give your system thinking, and then how to understand your stakeholder engagement, water treatment process design. So you will have good knowledge of this water related to all the issues. So that's what we plan for your assignment, 3 assignments. So do you have any question from the assignment? So it looks like very easy, right? So everybody can ask any question at any time. So we are very happy to keep engaging with you and discuss together to have you better understanding. Our objective of this subject, make sure that you have a very strong confidence to design your wastewater treatment plant, as well as the stakeholder engagement. Okay, if you have no question in your assignment, you can go to the next
Excuse me, Professor. We are not being, I don't know about others, but I'm not being able to see the other assignments in the assignment sections. Maybe it's not.
You are right, because still we have not opened the assessment tool. We just make you can access to only assessment 1, and then we will open after that. So we don't want to give you at the same time. We can go one by one.
Okay, sure.
Right. So follow the one by one.
Okay.
Yeah. But this information is available in the PDF file, which we provide in your module. Also, you can find out from the assessment format. So you can also download, and you can read from the documents.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So that's all about this canvas. So it's already, I cover most of them. So I will just skip very much detail already. We covered this one, and then important information. First one is 28 March, and then 2nd May and 30 May. So you can keep the time. Otherwise, it will be some of the penalty if you late submission. So that make sure on time. If you need any some delay or some of the postpone your submission, yeah, you can send the email to us based on your consideration of your situation, and then we will consider carefully to postpone your assessment due. Already we covered this scenario in the campus. So this is the also Sydney Metropolitan Water Plan. So every, I think 4 years. So this is the very important information. So if you are in Sydney, if you know about what's the water plan in Sydney, in New South Wales, I think this document will be a must reading material you have to read carefully. So security increased water demand, adapt to climate change, increased drought resilience, balance of water extraction and environmental flows. Water plan reviewed every 4 years. Core elements of the water plan. So rain feed dam as a main source of drinking water supply, wastewater recycling and reuse to reduce the fresh water demand, and Sydney desalination plant to supply up to 70% water, innovative water efficiency program. So these are the main water plant in Sydney. Yeah, it was supposed to publish our latest Metropolitan Water Plan 2021, because this is reviewed every 4 years, so they update. But 2021 we had the pandemic situation, so that the wastewater plant was we have had a very serious issue for this kind of pandemic. That's the reason why we have not released the Metropolitan Water Plan 2021, because this may reflect our pandemic and virus, or some of the water quality or monitoring could be also possible. Also, after this pandemic, maybe this year or next year, we would have a new version of Metropolitan Water Plan very soon. But 2017, so you can refer to this water planning information in Sydney area. Yeah, this is our assessment scenario. Already we mentioned about the wastewater recycling plant design in Malaba wastewater treatment plant, also seawater desalination plant, and then community engagement. So that's the scenario we covered just a few minutes ago. And then I will also skip this assessment. Already we discussed about this one, and 10% mark deduction for every late day or part thereof, so that you make sure that you have always on-time planning of the assessment submission. So any questions so far? We have introduced what looks like our subject for next 3 months. So what you have to do, what you have to cover, what you have to learn. So, Amit, you raise your hands, Amit.
Sorry, I raised it before. I didn't lower it down. Sorry.
Okay, so you can now remove. Any question related to this subject?
Is tomorrow's class only until 12 o'clock, or is it all day like the timetable says?
What do you like? You want to be whole day or until 12 o'clock?
I'm happy with 12 o'clock.
Okay, I approve your request. So we can go for up to 12 o'clock.
Thank you.
Yes, so we have a lot of reading material you can cover, also you can study. It doesn't mean yeah, you can relax after 12 o'clock. So you have a lot of reading material you can study alone and then by yourself so that you can prepare your assessment one after 12 o'clock so that our lecturer and our teaching will make very clear what you have to prepare, what you have to read, and then the rest of time you will have a self-study time to prepare your assessment one. Okay, Sagar?
I'm gonna ask the same question.
Okay, same question. All right. Any other questions? Otherwise, we can go next slide. So can you see this slide?
No.
Okay, let me share. Okay. Can you see?
Yes, we can see
Yes.
now.
Yeah. So this slide is about the water management in Sydney. So we summarized the Saga, can you mute, please? Saga? Okay, thanks. So this slide is about water management in Sydney. So we live in Sydney, so it could be better to understand what's our water status and then what's the water planning and then what's our challenges, progress, and future. So that's what we want to discuss about these lectures. And this is also relevant to your scenario. So as we mentioned, your assessment 1, 2, 3 relate to the Sydney scenario, desalination plan, recycling plan, community engagement. So if you understand overall history of Sydney, what challenge, progress, and the future, so it will be a much better understanding why you are doing assessment 1, 2, 3. That's the reason why we prepare this slide. And history of Sydney management, water and challenges of Sydney water management, Sydney water plan, water for life, climate change, and its impacts on water supply and demand in Sydney, Sydney smart water grid, future of Sydney water management. So Australia, you know that we have water use almost 196 kiloliter per year. Then water consumption 18,000 billion liter per year. So mostly agriculture sectors. And we have mining, and we have a household, and then some of the manufacturing and electricity and remaining industry. So mostly the water is used for agriculture sectors. And Sydney population, we are 5.23 million, and long-term water average usage 600 billion liter per year we need, and the average rainfall this month, but looks like it's very much difficult to predict. As you can be seen today, is for last couple of days, so we have had a lot of rainfall, and Sydney Water Corporations are mainly taking care of water quality, water treatment, wastewater treatment, and your water supply. So you received your Sydney Water bill for your water usage. And this is what the New South Wales, as I already showed in the website here. So this is the website of the Water New South Wales. So they are covering more about bulk water, dam water, river water in New South Wales. So Sydney Water is more about drinking water, wastewater, also overall waste management, and then treatment process. On the other hand, Water New South Wales, they are covering this kind of dam and rivers in New South Wales area. So that's the main difference of the Sydney Water and then Water New South Wales. They separate their own role and then their main responsibility. You can see how much we spend our drinking water consumption by sectors. Residential, single dwelling 51%, residential multi-unit 20%, commercial 10%, industry 9%. Also government other 8% we are using for this water source. If you look at our Sydney water timeline, when you have our first migrant, 1788, the tanker stream, it was the first our water supply unit. And then we have developed some of the better drinking water supply system, Busby Boa, near Hyde Park, 1826. So you can see what's the Boa water they are just pumping, and then they deliver your groundwater system from this Busby Boa. And then we had a very severe drought. If you look at this red color, this is about a very severe drought we have faced for last almost 200 years. So we had a very severe drought. That's the reason why we built some of the dam. So Nepean Dam, 1888. Then we had another one, some more dams, Warragamba Dam, 1948. So whenever we had a very severe drought, so we tried to store and keep our water sources using dam. So we have developed many dams, but we cannot make dam as many as possible because of some of the issues. It's not that much simple. We keep the water and store every dam. So most of them we almost completed in 1990s. So after that, we tried to utilize different water source. The Sydney water was established in 1995. So you remember the Sydney Olympic 2000. So we had the Sydney Olympic recycling project. So if you go to the Sydney Olympic Park, I'm sure that you could see a lot of recycling plant. If you go to the water fountain or toilet flushing in your gym or stadium, so they are all connected with the recycled water. So that's one of the largest first project of the water recycling project. So 2000, we had a very big recycling plant in Sydney Olympic Park. Still, it had to be operated more than 20 years. So that's what we have operate recycling plant. And then we are trying to expand more and more because the success of the recycling plant without any building more dams. So that's one of the alternative source. And we had a water boat. This is I will explain later on. And then we had almost finished the dam and reservoirs. And then we need more water source, seawater desalination plant 2008. And then we look at the more efficient water management. So smart farm, smart monitoring, also some of the smart way of the interaction to look at your water resource. So stormwater, rainwater, recycled water, dam water, desalinated water, they are all real-time monitoring system we are now controlling. So that's the what we have long history of the Sydney water timeline. So let's look at more detail. So you can see all the Sydney area. So you can have some sewage treatment plant, yellow color. So you have this sewage water treatment plant near the coastal line, and some of the inland wastewater plant. And you can see how this generates your recycling also plant. The recycling water use plant. So some of the connection of the recycling plant you can also have in the system for the wastewater treatment plant. Also, you can see the water filtration plant. So some of the water filtration plant located in the here, and then they are filtrating and then supply to Sydney. Also desalination plant in Cornell area. So they have a desalination plant. And this is how we have faced some of challenges of water supply. So 1992, some researcher published a paper on aluminum in Alzheimer's disease. So when you have your drinking water, tap water, so we normally going through the alum, so aluminum coagulant. So this aluminum coagulant, they treat your drinking water to remove the turbidity, like a clay or some of your large particle from your drinking water. And then alum was used at the time. And then people published the alum can coagulate your brain, which will lead to Alzheimer's disease. So that a lot of people, they stop to use this coagulant, alum. And then that's the reason why still a lot of people used iron coagulant in your coagulation process, in water treatment process. But yeah, it was thought to be long information. So after several years, and then other people investigate, and then they found out the alum does not affect any Alzheimer's disease. So at the time it was wrong information, but people very much worry about the alum, so that it was stopped. And there's still a lot of water treatment plants, they utilize the iron coagulant. Also pathogen, we had some Giardia Clostridium issue for 1998. So almost several months we had boiling water. So people just try to avoid this kind of pathogen. So several people died, especially in elderly people, because of they have a low immune system. So this pathogen, they affect some of the weak people. So that it happened 1998. And we had also some of the Sydney Olympic Park already we mentioned about. This is one of the very much a landmark of the wastewater recycling history in Australia. 760 hectare wastewater treatment plant and 3.1 megaliter per day. Water reclamation plant, 7.5 megaliter per day. So they combine with this is the Sydney Olympic Park. They have a wastewater, also stormwater. So there is the black pit to collect the rainwater. So it's a stormwater harvesting pond, and they are combining wastewater effluent as well as the black pit water, and this can recycle and then go back to your toilet flushing, water fountain, and then some of the water reuse purpose for gardening. So that's the what we have utilized for Sydney Olympic Park saves us 50% or 850 million liters of the drinking water per year. Recycled water is sold at 1.78 per 1,000 liters. So you pay drinking water in your tap water system, you pay $2.23 per 1 cubic meter, 1,000 liters, but it's almost 50 cents cheaper. That's the reason why economically also has a very good incentive for this recycled water, but still not the drinking water. It's only for the non-potable purpose. And purple color third pipeline system, social environmental benefit. And we had a very severe millennium drought during 2000 to 2008. So this is the very much serious severe drought we had for this period. That's the reason why you may remember the Turumba, which is located in Queensland. They voted whether you want to drink the recycled water in your tap water system. And then people said no and yes. So almost 61% people said no. That's the reason why it didn't happen to drink the recycled water. So far in Australia, this is not possible to drink the recycled water directly from your tap water system. But when you consider your drinking water with the recycled water, the seawater desalination, main difference is seawater desalination, you're happy to put into your drinking water pipeline, and then you can just drink directly, even seawater desalinated water. But recycled water, you cannot put into your water supply pipeline. That's the reason why it has been very difficult to convince the people, and still we are using only non-potable purpose of recycled water. So recycled water in Sydney, reusing wastewater 33 billion liters per year, and the reusing grey water, reusing stormwater, reusing of blue flame water, sewer mining. So we have different water recycling schemes to make sure that how we can have a better recycling alternative water resource. So recycling initiative will produce 70 billion liters a year by 2015, then equivalent to 12% of the Sydney current water needs. Also, this is the sewer mining. So we have all the sewer pipeline underground, and then we just connect our pipeline to pumping the recycled water and then treat the wastewater and recycle in your fit for purpose your water recycling scheme. So this is the Kogara Council. They use the water recycling in golf courses using this sewer mining system. Central Park. So already you know that everybody familiar with the Central Park, just in front of our university. So there is the one recycling plant underground, and they produce their black water, gray water, all the water sources goes to the wastewater reuse plant, and then they treat 1,000 liters per day. 1,000 cubic meter per day, sorry, 1,000 cubic meter per day. And then they utilize the gardening or green wall, as well as some of their laundry machine. So laundry machine connected with the recycled water. And if you live in this apartment, so your laundry machine is connected with the recycled water. And then toilet flushing. That's they try to save their water cost was around 40 cents and cheaper than the normal drinking water pipeline. So you can save your water cost if you live in this apartment. Also, there is a small building near the Central Park. So I think that in this place, there is a power plant. So this Central Park consists of self-powered power plant. So they need cooling water. So you have a very high heating, and that you need to also power generator, and that produce you need a cooling water system, so that you have a recycled water, removed all the salt, and then you can utilize the recycled water for cooling water purpose. So that's the Central Park people are using, and this is desalination. So you can see the desalination plant. As I mentioned, we had a very serious millennium drought during 2000 to 2007, so that we made one desalination plant, because so this is the Sydney water requirement for your water capacity. Almost 600 gigaliter per year you need for Sydney. And then this is safe air. 2002 started to decrease, 2000, and then 2000. That's the reason why they tried to make your desalination plant to make sure that the safe yield cannot be affected by your overall water sources. So desalination plant. So this is they operate the desalination plant, and this is dam level. Dam level goes down in 2004 to 2008, almost 30 to 40% of the dam level. That's the reason why we just triggered okay, let's have one desalination plant in 2008. So we started to build a desalination plant, and the dam level started to increase because of unpredicted rainfall. So when you have a very heavy raining, we try to stop, and then when you have a low dam level, okay, we start to reoperate. So capacity is 250 megaliter per day. This covers almost 17% of the overall Sydney water drinking water supply ratio, and then cost $2.1 billion. First operation was January 2010, and the shutdown was 2012, and we had enough water source in our dams. That's the reason why we have not operated for a long time. And 2019, we had a little bit of severe drought. The dam level was almost 70%. So at the time, we started to think about our desalination plant operation, but we got another very heavy rainfall. So we didn't really operate long time, just very short time. And then still, we have not operate for Sydney desalination plant. But we are sure that in the future, because of population growth, industrial increase, also unpredicted climate change impact, such as severe drought. That's the reason why we try to make a resilient way of our water source using seawater desalination plant. So that's how we create the seawater desalination plant. And this is after that we have utilized more smart water management, so to reduce the overall consumption of our river water, dam water, also water for life and climate change impact. So you can see the population we predict almost 2035 5.7 million people. And still, we are not sure what's the exactly impact our water source because of climate change, and what could be its implication for Sydney. So we look at the more multi-source resources of our water, dam, recycling, desalination, water efficiency, so that the Sydney water is taking care of this kind of way of the water resources to make sure that our sustainable operation. So that's how we operate this impact. And then this is those overall dam recycling, desalination, water efficiency. So we are here 2020. The real-time monitoring is almost done. And then we have saved the recycling water almost 15%, 70 billion liter per year. But this one will be increased further because nowadays we are considering some city level of the large water recycling project. So you have a George Street in the city, and then there are a lot of commercial buildings. So they produce a lot of wastewater. Then we connect with our wastewater pipeline, reuse pipeline under the George Street, and then we can recycle a lot of wastewater to provide your water source to the toilet flushing in the city, commercial building, also parklands. We have Hyde Park, Botanic Garden. There are a lot of water. They utilize just tap water. So recycled water can be connected with the large scale of Sydney this wastewater reuse. So this will increase further. Desalination, yeah, still we have not operated fully for many years, but yeah, definitely this is a very important resource because we don't know what will happen to our water resource in the future. So upscaling is possible. So we have some kind of standby water resource from seawater, and this will give more sustainable water management in Sydney area. Water efficiency, yeah, we have a toilet. So you have a full water flushing or half water flushing. Also, you have some kind of water. Your gardening is very water efficient to your nozzle, and then sprinkler can be operated. Also, farming. So there are many ways of your water efficiency can be incorporated. So in the future, also we can think about some of the basics or waste program. So you have a building like a Central Park, as I mentioned. This building will have more, recycling plant underground, so that you can recycle directly from your this wastewater and then supply directly to your apartment, which means you will have a more higher efficiency of your water, energy, and the summer comfort, so that this stuff will give you an incentive, so that when you get this kind of high star, most 5-star rate of Central Park, and the incentive was they can make more apartments. So in the regulation, they are supposed to have 100 apartments, but if you have a more high star rate as well as the water energy efficiency, and you will get extra 20 or 30, 50 apartments, so that they will give incentive to have a encouragement of your higher level of the energy efficiency building and sustainability index. Also, we have many different ways of the water efficiency, rainwater, dual flushing, and then you can see the a lot of different programs. You can make sure that a little bit of saving here and there, so that we can manage the more water-wise of our water efficiency program. And this is the future, like a 2030, what will happen, where we will have a more fully operatable supply demand energy matrix with active predictive modeling and integration of all resources of water and their production cost in real time, and then interactive real-time management water demand supply in the city will be possible. So that's the what we have managed to our Sydney water. The smart dam, smart water quality, water head works network, computer program, smart farm, leaking detection, smart water meters, and then telemetry, software, ICT automation, control, smart home, which showcases both current best practice and home of the tomorrow. So collect data on water end users to better target the water future efficiency, and key drivers always the cost saving and the access to information and water scarcity and the innovation and the sustainability, and key restraints to slow down the development of political organization, market, and the technology and social will be we have to consider. That's the reason why our assessment one, we need to look at how we can better understand community engagement, socio-technical issue, and then stakeholder engagement, public perception. That will be our first assessment. And then second assessment will be recycling. So wastewater recycling plant will be important more and more because we already have proven the very good water resource using the wastewater and recycling. The Sydney Olympic Park, St. Mary wastewater reuse plant. So we have a lot of good history. So this will also good alternative resource in the future. And seawater desalination absolutely will be one of the alternatives. And the stormwater, rainwater, water efficiency will accelerate our smart water grid system. So that's the future. We can think about how we can effectively monitor using AI as well as some of IoT technology. From them, how much water desalination, leaking monitoring system, household water monitoring system, and the groundwater, smart farm, industry, water recycling, and efficiency will be interactive together to make a very much sustainable operation of our water management. So that's the future we are heading nowadays, to settling all the single information will provide the best response for our water resources. So final remarks. The Sydney needs 600 billion liters of the water supply and relies on water resource from dams, water recycling, desalination, water efficiency. So mostly dams are the largest portion. Water efficiency 400, desalination depending on our dam level. The water recycling also further increased, and the water recycling desalination play an important role to integrate current multiple water resources to make it more resilient climate change and growing population. Water efficiency covers smart water grids such as smart farm, water fix, long-term water and energy performance of rainwater tanks, smart metering technology, collecting data on water uses in the home, and future community education programs, basics and West. And the smart water grid has already shown the tangible benefit and will remain the momentum to save for the Sydney's water. Political social support for future water security will accelerate the implementation of smart water grid. So that's the all about the Sydney water history, challenges, and the future. So if you understand carefully, we cover our subject, advanced water and wastewater. Our assessment, one is community engagement, which is very important to convince the recycling water as a drinking water or just non-potable water. And then seawater desalination, why this is important. And water efficiency and some of the monitoring system. And then our second assignment will be recycling. We have wastewater recycling plant design. Currently, most of our Sydney wastewater plant is to operate using conventional wastewater treatment process, which consists of anaerobic, anoxic, aerobic biological treatment process. So we just say conventional wastewater treatment process. But in the future, we may have a stringent water effluent guideline, water quality issue, and then some of the water pollutant issue from the nutrient and then some of the micropollutant, so that you will have a more advanced wastewater treatment plant. So we need to consider membrane bioreactor. So now is the Sydney water nowadays considering to change more advanced wastewater treatment process because of very reliable water quality effluent discharge to the waterways. So that we look at the also advanced wastewater treatment plant and then conventional, how they look different, how this will make different. So second assessment tool will cover comparison of your conventional wastewater treatment and advanced wastewater treatment process. So you can see how they are different and then why we have to go for advanced wastewater treatment plant. So after your assignment 2, you will have a better understanding why we need to go advanced wastewater treatment processes. And then last assignment, seawater desalination plant. Already, seawater desalination plant, we have a very good seawater source. It's never dry. And then a lot of water sources. Of course, the production of seawater removing salt is very energy intensive. That's the reason why we have to understand how to design this seawater desalination plant energy efficient process, and how we can make a better design, and how we can also make a good utilization of seawater desalination plant. So after this class in May and June, so you will have a clear understanding, recycling, seawater desalination, community engagement, and then what's the Sydney current status of our water management. That's I want you can learn from this subject. So that's all about our introduction of advanced water and wastewater. So do you have any question for this subject? So you can use also chat box. Also, we have chat somebody. No. Okay, BRB will rejoin. Okay, what's a BRB? Gabriela? Gabi? Gabi?
Maybe she said be right back.
Okay, I see. Okay, so I'm not familiar with the abbreviated form. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes yeah, ASA or so many abbreviated form. But if you can use spell out, and that would be much appreciated. Any question for this subject for your assignment or contents or overall Sydney water management? Everybody very clear what you have to do for next couple of months, right?
Yes, it's clear. Yeah.
That's great. So that's all about today lectures. So you can start to read tomorrow lecture note. So it's available on the Canvas. So you can see the also video, and you will have a better understanding for tomorrow. And then this will give you how you can finish your assessment 1. So you can have your own way of assessment after tomorrow class, and then finish as soon as possible to go for a lot of different assignment. I'm sure that nowadays you have a more assignment rather than final exam. So a lot of students every semester they're asking postpone the due of the assessment 1 and 2, 3. So it's better to you finish the assignment for this subject as soon as possible, and then prepare another your subject assignment. So that's a much more effective way you can manage it for this subject. So if you don't have any more question, so we will see you tomorrow 9 a.m. Then talking about the community engagement, what's the history of wastewater recycling, how we can better arrange your community engagement to drink the recycled water to the people. So we will discuss about this kind of strategy. Okay, thank you for your participation and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Also, anytime if you have any question, please email me or email to other lecturers, and then we can keep engaging together, have a discussion. Also, we will have a consultation time using Zoom link. Also, face-to-face consultation is possible. So if you want to see me face-to-face, you can come to university and then we can arrange the time. So that's the all multi communication channel we can utilize for next couple of months for this subject. Thank you, and then see you tomorrow.
Thank you, John. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Take care.
Professor?
Thank you.
Stay safe for the flooding.
Hello, Professor. I want to confirm, is there a tutorial after 12 p.m. tomorrow?
No, no tutorials. You can start your assessment 1 after 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So tomorrow class is only 5 a.m. to 12 p.m., right?
You're right. And then you can do your assessment reading, and then you can start your assessment.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
Okay, thank you.